Hi, my name's Tim Hicks from Isuzu Truck UK Limited. I'd like to explain some of the controls and features as I hand over your new Isuzu truck. Your truck should come with two sets of keys. These should be kept on a separate keyring along with a remote control. If you put too many keys on this keyring, it could have an adverse effect on the immobiliser. Next, you need to adjust the seat. There's a knob here for adjusting the suspension seat, and ideally you should reflect the weight of the driver in the display window shown. There's also a lever for adjusting the seat mechanism, along with another lever for adjusting the seat back. Once you're comfortable with the seat, the next thing to do is to make sure that you adjust the steering wheel. By pulling this lever, it's possible to adjust the height and rake of the steering wheel to ensure that you're comfortable. Also in the vehicle, you'll find the driver's pack. Inside here, you'll find the service and warranty handbook, simple DPD operating instructions, and the driver's and owner's manual. This explains all of the controls, features and service and maintenance to ensure the maximum performance of your Isuzu vehicle. There are various controls inside the cab, including the side lamps, headlamps and fog lamp, and the turn indicators, the front fog lights and the beam level adjustment, as well as the exhaust brake, and the washers and wipers. Most Isuzu vehicles are fitted with heated mirrors as standard. To switch these on, press the button and the switch will become illuminated. To switch the heated mirrors off, simply press the button again and the switch goes off. Also inside the cab are the heater controls, the radio CD player and indeed the digital tachograph, along with the hazard warning switch. You'll also find the quick warm-up system. The engine RPM will raise to around 1000 revs per minute and the engine will warm up more quickly. Once the engine reaches around 60 degrees centigrade, the QWS will switch off automatically. However, the lamp will remain on until you switch off the switch. Under most circumstances, the DPD will carry out automatic regenerations with no input from the driver. In this case, the green auto regen lamp will be displayed in the multi-information display. If for some reason the DPD is unable to complete its automatic regeneration, it will ask for a manual regeneration. The amber push DPD indicator in the multi-information display will start to flash. The vehicle must be brought to a standstill, the gearbox put into neutral and the engine idle up switch turned completely to the left. Then press the manual regeneration DPD button. The amber flashing push DPD lamp will change to a constant manual regen. Leave the vehicle in this condition for around 20 minutes. The manual regen lamp will go off and the vehicle can now be driven as normal. The ASR and ESC control switch. To switch off the ASR, press the ASR button once and ASR off will be illuminated. To switch off the ESC, press and hold the ASR off button for 10 seconds. Now the ESC lamp is also illuminated. If your vehicle is equipped with an easy shift transmission, there are some additional controls and lamps that you should be aware of. The gear lever itself, located here, To select a gear, simply press the foot brake and pull the gear stick back into drive. In this condition, the vehicle will change gear automatically and the transmission will select the optimum gear for the driving conditions. To select reverse, simply press the button on the side of the gear lever and push it forwards. Also, in the drive mode, if you move the gear lever to the right, this enters sequential mode, which means that you can select the gears manually, up or down as you wish to do so. Also on the gear lever, there are two additional buttons. An eco button, which means that it will alter the gear shift pattern to give optimum fuel consumption. And also a first start button. This means the transmission will always default to start in first gear. This should only be used in very hilly conditions. There are two other buttons to be considered. The fast slow adjust button. This is used to adjust the speed at which the gearbox re-engages the clutch after it's changed gear. Also, the easy shift emergency button, located here. If the gearbox develops a fault and you can't move the truck, you can press the gearbox emergency button, and without having to press the brake pedal, you can select either first or reverse gear in emergency mode so that you can move the vehicle to get it to a safe place. If your vehicle is equipped with a manual transmission, it's important to ensure that you always pull away in first gear, as indicated by the sticker in the windscreen. Moving along the driver's side, you can see the power steering fluid reservoir and indeed the engine coolant expansion tank level. Located here is the spare wheel and spare wheel carrier. The tools for removing the spare wheel are located inside the cab. We use Isuzu's twin rear wheel locking nut system, which comprises of an inner sleeve that holds the inner wheel and an outer nut to hold the outer wheel, so two wheel nuts. The location of the batteries may vary depending on which model type. We have a locking fuel cap and the AdBlue cap and AdBlue reservoir with an AdBlue level gauge for filling. Please ensure that only 100% genuine AdBlue is used. If anything other than AdBlue is used, vehicle breakdown will occur. To tilt the cab, simply pull this lever and then pull up this lever. There's then a safety locking mechanism that you must pull and then simply lift over the cab. Under the cab, you'll find some more levels that need to be checked. The engine coolant level, which needs to be used to check and top up engine coolant rather than at the expansion tank. It's important to use OAT type antifreeze. Also, the engine oil dipstick, which has 3 marks, a minimum mark, a maximum mark and an X. If the oil level reaches the X, you must contact your Isuzu dealer. And for topping up the engine oil, you must ensure that you only use low SAPS engine oil. To lock the cab in place, simply press this lever down. If your vehicle is fitted with a specialist body, please contact the body manufacturer for controls and operating instructions. So, inside the passenger door, all late 2015 model year vehicles have red seat belts fitted as standard for health and safety. Behind the passenger seat, you'll find located the wheel brace and tools, along with the jack for replacing the spare wheel. Also, the windscreen washer reservoir, and as well as the driver's airbag, the passenger's airbag. It's essential to make sure that this is not obstructed in any way. And here's the brake fluid reservoir for checking the brake fluid level. The Isuzu Truck Commercial Assistance free phone number is also located on the passenger side of the cab.